Yep. Hey, hi guys. I think we are live on YouTube. So, hi everyone. So, this is Sai Kiran from LetsUpgrade, and we have here an amazing leader along with us today, John sir. And I will be introducing about him in a while. In the meantime, you all guys can just put up a small hi in the chat. All the like hundreds of people who are like currently seeing us in our LMSs and in our YouTube live, in our Vimeo live, and other places. So hi everyone. So I'm having a collated chat today, so I can have a look at it. So hi everyone. So in the meantime, so from which all locations you're joining us, so please let us know in the chat so that we can feel some kind of interactivity here. And like we will be like today's whole series what we guys are starting. I just want to give you a small intro upon it. So we guys are starting I Inspire series. Okay, you know Let's Upgrade very well, every one of you. So you all know that Let's Upgrade is a community-oriented edtech model where we believe in upgrading each and every member of this community to be a upcoming leader or to be a kind of a person in himself that each every company or every person wants to hire. Right, that's what is the end-to-end goal of Let's Upgrade. So in the same motive, we are here inviting John sir in the very first episode of this 10-part episode series, the series 1, that is I Inspire series of Let's Upgrade. So John sir, long story short, to introduce John sir, I was going through his whole big profile of achievements and all, and only three things I would like to say about him, what I actually got very much intrigued about his profile. First of all, like he actually, like what we say, worked upon models which cyber, because I myself being a developer, I know how important cyber security is. So we got hacked 3 times. Johnson, we got hacked 3 times, and when we got hacked 3 times, we know how important it is right now. And having a personality among us right now who is Hello guys, yes, I'm back. I'm back. So John's, I was just mentioning that thing, right? I'm back, right? Prasad, I'm sorry, I
Yes,
don't know
yes,
why
yes.
my internet is giving a problem. This is the very first time. I'm very, very sorry, every one of you. So yeah, so sir is from a cybersecurity fraternity right now, and he has his own company, Netsach Global, and that company is present in not only in India, it is in Canada and USA. And he has an n number of employees in though, but at the same time he is having a kind of like what we say vision to even expand it in Middle East. That's one more point. So now you can understand that a company starting from like being an employee to a company, from there like taking up the step of let me start something, and from there now he is thinking, and now he's going to like expand it to like more than 4 countries. It's an amazing thing, sir. This one statement, this one like 1 2 3, this is itself like what we say a big thing for each and every IT based student right now, or a developer who is working in some other service based company. For them to get this much the big like what we say, just be like you, it's a very big statement for them. So I just cordially invite you to Let's Upgrade, to please upgrade these 3 lakh students which we have got here. And we will be having an interview, sir, and we'll be asking a lot of questions. And this questions will be fully revolving around like how you managed to be a leader right now, and how these all students who are currently studying some or other technology can also be that. So that's what this whole today's talk is going to be. And it's just going to be 45 minutes, around 45 to 50 minutes. And guys, in the end, you guys can actually ask a question to John sir, how you can even upgrade kind of that questions to how to take some tough decisions in your life. For example, you're working as a junior developer, you want to be a cyber security person, so how you can. Okay, don't ask something personal right now. Like, sir, I don't know what to do with my mom and dad, and that kind of question. Ask him something which is like you think that will change your careers. Yep. So just hold on to your questions till the end, and we will start this whole thing. So yep, yes, sir. Just to give you a small thing, sir, you are being watched. Like I mean, all our students who are on our learning management system, they are watching you, and at the same time, our YouTube channel is live, Vimeo is live, and so these are the places where you are. And when I say our learning management system, it has more than like 10,000 plus students in it, and they all have it compulsory. Until unless they don't watch it today, they will not get the credit system. Okay, they will not get the credits. So for that reason, they are watching it. So yeah, so just to give you a, because in this world we don't know, right? I mean, how many students? Because in an open auditorium or like auditorium with 10,000 students are there. Oh, wow, it's a cricket stadium. How many people are there? But the same kind of feeling here is what, and we managed to get these many people with the help of like providing a lot of free of cost programs and all. And we even do something in cybersecurity, so we have cybersecurity students also. So yes, sir. So now over to you. So how do you feel, sir, like being in Let's Upgrade and giving this interview? So what do you think about it, sir? Then we'll
So
start the interview.
yeah, thank you so much, Saikaran. It's a truly a pleasure for me to talk to students. And believe me, I always get a very different kind of emotion and feeling, specifically when I'm talking to students or delivering something to the students, because I know, as a matter of fact, India as a country or across globe, they are the next generation. And if
Yes.
somebody have the potential, it's them. So we have lived our life to whatever extent we have lived, and I always know and I always believe that the next generations are the ones with whom we have to lay that particular foundation, and that foundation needs to be very firm and very strong. So I mean, without a doubt, thank you so much for inviting me. It's a truly a pleasure. It gives me, and again I would repeat my statement, it gives me immense joy to be on your platform. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, sir, for like joining us today. So now, sir, let us start our whole like interview. It is going to be a kind of like 10 questions which I'll ask for each and every student, representing them, their life, and even considering, I mean, what all you have achieved in your own career. So it's just going to be 10 questions, and these 10 questions will be like very, very normal thing, but will impart a lot of knowledge to our people, our students community. So the very, very first thing which I want to like know about, and all the students want to know about, how you started your journey. I mean, like how you started your journey, like from like you were where you were a student some point of time. From there, now I remember, sir, near about 2005, 2006, you were a student. Yes,
Yes.
something like that. Yep. And from there, now it's 2021. Now you are a leader in yourself, like leading a company in three different countries, and expanding to fourth one very soon. So how India, USA, Canada, Middle East, how? So how, I mean, even I know there are so many challenges in day-to-day life. Like so many times it happens that employees are kind of like what we say. You need to take so many kind of other different level decisions in your own personal life, in your own like career. So how, I mean, how you started your journey? I mean, I just want to know about it.
Sure. So let me start talking about the college days. So during that point of time, we had, or I had personally, the passion to do something in this space. But just being a college grad or college guy while I'm studying, you don't get that kind of leverage and opportunity, right? So uh, now, post then, when I got an opportunity, I did begin the journey with a very baby steps about in 2014. But then later, you see, uh, if you recollect when we were kids, like, so the first thing in maths we were taught was 2 plus 2 is equal to 4,
Yeah,
right? And then we gradually started learning 2 into 2 is a 4. And then we
yeah,
gradually started learning 4 divided by 2 is, I mean, sorry, 8 divided by 2 is 4, right?
yeah,
And then we gradually started learning the trigonometry, the geometry, and the sine, theta, cos, and whatnot, right? Now that's how the life is. A life is not a bed of roses, but it clearly depicts, like, one good thing that I realize is that when you have a problem, don't look at the problem. So don't. I have looked at, like, if there's a problem, you need to be focused on that particular problem. No, no, no. You need to be focused on the solution rather than the problem. So that's the
yeah,
approach that
yeah,
I always take. Like, I remember very well when I started the journey back in India. I mean, Saikaran, you were there back about 2014 times. Cybersecurity, where was it in India? You know,
Nothing.
so there
Few
was all about
antiviruses.
talks.
That's it. Few
Yeah, it was
antivirus.
all yeah, it was all about talks. There was nothing in on grounds that was happening, and that was again one of the major challenge. Baba, when you start something, if you don't have customers, how will you start growing a business, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's
Yep.
when I started shifting to countries or geographies where cybersecurity was actually being worked upon. There were people who are looking at it. So that's the reason today we work with 8 countries. So that was one of the vision that we started. Then we looked at the technical challenges. So you know, you have some challenges where you get some people who are not capable enough, or you know, they're good to in the initial stage, but they need to upgrade gradually. Like
Yep.
one
Yep.
of the
Yep.
challenges that I have. He started his career just being a CH. You know, CH is one of the certification in cybersecurity. But then quickly
Yes.
I had to ask him and request him to upgrade himself by certifying in LPTs, CREST, OWASP, and so on. I think today he's got about 8 to 10 certifications in this space. Because of the knowledge that he carries and the certificate he carries, we're also able to work on a larger space. So this is something that is very important, that you need to change according to the situation. So when you have a problem, don't focus on the problem, look on the solution. So what is the solution? And I think that is where that quick adaptability of the things that needs to come up is where I think I was able to do what I have done for until so far.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. So just one
And
add-on thing as a kind of like here. So that is when you were a student. I mean, when you were a student back days. Okay, so that time, I mean, from that time itself, you were having this in your fire or a passion that I will start a company, and no matter what, I'm going to be a kind of entrepreneur, or I'm going to like start a company in tech. You had this like back in your mind in the whole like when you were a student, or like
yeah,
gradually when you started working, that time you got into it.
no, I had this in my back of my mind, and I started my first venture in 2005. Um,
Wow.
and I failed miserably, and that's when I realized that I need to have some industry experience. Uh, and I think that was one of the learning. So, and just to add to that, you know, when we talk about leader, I think one of the famous quote that says, "With great position comes great responsibility." But then
110%.
I would add something more to it. It is not about with great position comes great responsibility, but that position and that responsibility is the one that actually makes you leader. You know, so that is where, so see, if you're loyal to that position, and if you're loyal to that, if you're responsible to that position, that is what will make you a leader. So a leader is not just born. They are
Yep,
just,
yep.
you need to, every single day I have to look into the mirror and I have to tell myself that, John, if you're doing this, is it something that as a CEO or as a dad, I'm also dad, you know, so
Yes,
I
yes,
have
yes.
my son, I have my son and my daughter. So when I look to them and talk and I say that if this is something that dad is doing it, you can do it. You know, so it's nothing that we are born with extra horns or we are born with something extra fingers, nothing like that. It's we are all normal beings. We are all, if I can do it, I always tell to, I was talking to in one of the college and say, and somebody asked me a very interesting question. He said, sir, if you have become one of the leader, can anybody become? I said, anybody. That's the beauty of it. Anybody, you know, whether you are from a village town or whether you're from a hot not city or you know, the cyber, I mean, sorry, the metro cities, doesn't matter. If you have the passion, if you have the position, and if you're responsible towards that position, you can become one of the leaders.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. Thanks a lot. I mean, like, just I mean to just summarize your one point, that is like anyone who want, I mean, like who aspire that I want to go there, I want to be that. So with the like right passion, with like all the efforts they put, they can be a leader. So that's what it is. And one more, I like that line. If your dad can be this, then 100% you can be. So we are not born with any extra horns or something. That was an amazing statement. So thanks a lot for that. Yep. So now let us move on to the next question, sir. So, what are the three biggest accomplishments, like in your whole big career? You have like so many of them. Okay, like so many of rewards, so many of like awards, so many of things which are happening. What were your three biggest accomplishments till date, from your right from your like what we say school time till now? I mean, you being a CEO.
So I'll rather talk about the journey on the company side, and I will also talk about maybe in due course I'll talk about the journey from the school to the college side as well.
Yeah,
I think I don't look at accomplishment in terms of the big ones. I always look at, see, for me, it doesn't matter when you are at peak how good you are, but what is my position when I'm at my lowest.
yeah, yeah.
So that is where my biggest accomplishments comes into fact. So I think I remember very well the starting of the company, that is starting Netsach as a company. That I would say is one of the biggest achievement, because I think that is one of the turning point of my life. Because we were holding our hands, me and my Emily, who's the other director. We both are husband and wife, so we are holding our hands. We are literally, we prayed. I mean, I'm a, believer, so we pray. We do. I mean, it's irrespective of religion. We prayed, and then the next thing I remember was the biggest achievement was getting my first paycheck.
Wow.
First order and first paycheck. I think that is, I would say, is biggest achievement. The reason I remember all these things is because one should never forget where you have started. You
Yeah, yeah,
see,
yeah.
because otherwise you start thinking that you have grown too big, and the moment you have you start thinking that you've grown too big, the learning curve actually stops. And the
100%.
third achievement that I would say is that, at the moment I'm trying to, we have made it as a sustainable growth accomplishment in terms of the market share that we have right now as a company. So making it sustainable was again a major challenge
Yeah,
with the growth. So that is something that we have achieved so far. In
yeah,
fact,
yeah.
during the COVID, most of the companies where people are talking about uh, being shutting down their shops and all those things, I think we were still profitable.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. That's the point, right? That's the point. That's one more accomplishment there. So, like, even in the COVID, you may be like, okay, hey guys, all the employees of Netsach, no worries, we are still profitable. Don't worry about yourself. We are here. Whereas other companies are like talking about reducing down their size and all. So, yeah, so 100%. That's the biggest accomplishment there. One more. Like, yes, sir. Now, I mean, just to add on to this whole points, I mean, uh, tell us three things you like and three things you dislike about your current position as a CEO. What are the three things you like the most? Wow, yeah, I mean, these are the things. And what are the three things I like? Oh, I think I know few of them. I mean, in terms of like what all maybe it is. But yep, sir, I want to hear it from you.
So telling about what you like is going to be easy one, but what you dislike is going to be challenging. But yes, first, I think as a CEO, the position that I hold, I see that there's a lot of learning every single day, and I believe that that learning is something that is unstoppable. I in fact, there for yesterday, there was a small kid, and he actually taught me something which I couldn't have expected. It's not about from whom you're learning, but it's about
Hmm.
learning every single day. So it's about lots of learning that I get to see on this platform every day. Then I think I get an opportunity to talk people like Cycle, someone as a senior level management position. I think that I cherish. I always cherish those facts, because you get to meet a lot of people, a lot of influencers, a lot of people who have set their mark, who have established themselves. I think that is something that I really cherish, because those are something that I call myself as an asset, because people who have established and reached to that level, with all their struggles, their churns, their workouts, every single thing. I think I really cherish that. I can never forget the learning curve. And just to add on to that, when I started my early days of my career, there was one gentleman. He's one of the director at one of the large enterprise company, and he, in fact, he stood with my by my side and said that, no worries, John. Doesn't matter what you have been doing all this while. But believe me, if you are able to achieve, and if you're able to do something sustainably, in a sustainable manner, you'll be able to see that growth happening. You know, and I
Yeah.
think the third thing that I would say is that uh, I think I've reached to a level where I'm able to share the experience, the knowledge that I've gained with my peers, with my colleagues, with my subordinates, with students in many forums, many platforms, with many people. Because I believe that the knowledge is what you have gained and what you have achieved is not just about me. It is about everybody, So I can share, I can talk, I think that's something if which I'm able to get. I cherish that. So these are three things which I would say that I like about my position. Dislike is something that one is the schedule. I think it becomes too tight most often. And then as a CEO, there have been many instances, not one, that I have to. I think Sai, you will be able to relate because you'll have to quickly switch over your thought process when you're doing something, and then something else comes up. So that switching over is something that I'm learning even now because when I'm in a meeting right now, and then suddenly after this meeting there's something else, and it's totally different. So you'll have to switch over your mind
Yep, yep,
uh,
yep, yep. I
to that.
completely.
Hold
What
on,
is
what
this?
was that?
What was ये क्या था यार ये क्या था ये क्या है अभी लगा अच्छा अपन कौन सी मीटिंग में ओके फाइन ठीक है चलो चालू करते हैं. So I mean I
Yeah,
100% agree. I 100% agree, sir. This like I mean yep,
yeah.
this is one. Third one, sir. Third one. I think
Third,
family work life balance something. Would you like to speak about that? Okay, I'll ask you that. It's a different question altogether. But in what is most difficult? Family work life balance, is it difficult?
I would not say it is that difficult because there are few things that I've set as priority. So if you're talking about family as a work-life balance, like uh, there are few strict rules that I've done it for myself. I don't look at my cell phone just like browsing at night when I'm
Hmm.
bed on my bed. Even if it's 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. I'm going to bed, that's all right. But after that, I'm not switching or looking at my cell phone most of the time. Number one, because when you start looking at, you'll start fidgeting around, and you like, so very strict. Not looking at your cell phones. When you get up again, most of the time our habits are like, what are the messages or emails. I personally, the first thing that I look at is your I consider that health as one of the major concern. So
Hmm.
irrespective of whatever you have done, I think the few things that has prioritized. One is your personal devotion. So few people talk about yoga. I talk about my Bible reading and prayer. So I do that as a family. Then I talk about your personal health as a fitness. So I work out. Then I talk about the third thing is spending that little breakfast time with your family. I think that is very important because that's when we are able to talk and cherish the day. And then I start looking at my email, and then based on that, I adjust my calendar on what needs to be done. So these are a few things that I have prioritized in terms of the work-life balance. I may not be able to give you the 20 days, but at least that 1 hour that I'm able to give as a family, I think I'm doing justice to that.
100%. So that's amazing. So that's amazing. I mean, even with tight schedules and you're managing it at such, I mean, that's a different thing altogether. Okay, so now moving on to the next question, which I have here was like, I mean, even when you yourself are a kind of like a leader in this whole industry of like cyber security with Netsach. So, what are the other prominent leaders around the world? I mean, you may be 100% having some other mentors, some other like gurus, or like some other people you may be looking towards. Yes, I mean even they will be a kind of inspiration for, like, I mean how you will be one of the inspiration for a lot of students in LetsUpgrade. I mean you may be also looking up to someone. So like, I mean, who are those, I mean, people, like, would you like to share it with us?
Sure. So I think there are two people who I really, I really look in terms of what they have done in their life. One is our own Indian Sri Ratan Tata.
Amazing.
Not as a CEO but for the as a leader, what he has done for the society and human as a human nature, what he himself is. I think I always look for doing that for the nation or for people or whatever I can do as a from within my capacity, I really that's something that I really aspire. The next leader I look for is the Elon Musk. One is for the learning curve. Man, this guy is like he can learn anything, so
Mm.
so that's something that I really is inspired, because that learning curve from one different subject, like, it takes about 10-15 years for us to become one subject matter expert, but he
Yeah,
has been a subject matter expert of many other things. I think that's incredible. So I personally believe that if you have someone who has been more human in terms of the nature, like our Mr. Sri Ratan Tata, who has cared for people than business.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I think that's something that I've always looked for, because I always tell my guys that the company is not based on me, the company is based on you guys, because you guys are the building blocks of this company. And I think if you guys are doing it well, I think the company is bound to do well. So that's something that I would like to talk about.
yep, yep, yep. Amazing, sir. Amazing. I mean, both these like they are actually like very much like inspiring people in themselves. Like Ratan Tata sir. I mean, even in COVID, he was like most of the time mentioning the same thing that Tata will be like helping out as much as we like whatever they can. I mean, they like opening up even the hotels for doctors where they can stay
Correct.
here. From there till I mean, even now in vaccine providing drive, they are getting involved and actively with digitally. And even Tata is again ahead with for like the vaccination of their own employees the very first. Okay, so I mean, Tata is like I mean putting all the side effort, this human nature. That is one. And
Yes.
Elon Musk, I mean, from SpaceX to Tesla, from like about a solar city to now, I mean, even the neural link, everything. I mean, he is on a top notch. Now, I mean, again, getting into cryptocurrency. So, I mean, 100%, sir, like not because of that, like Elon Musk is in the trend from PayPal, the X.com time. That person is kind of like what we say, okay, how else we can be a kind of think about the 20 years down the line. I mean, thinking about 20 years ahead, so that's what is one thing which even I see up to him like wow. So amazing, so amazing list of I mean people whom you admire and whom you take inspiration from. So yeah, so now let us just go ahead and so now so I would like work life balance. We had already spoke about regarding that right now. So we'll just move on to the next one that is. Uh, what are the biggest what have been the biggest letdown in your career so far? I mean, as a leader there are like so many letdowns. I mean, the curve is not all about like okay just it's a hockey stick. It's like I mean people think like okay you are it's a hockey stick cut एक ही बार में ऊपर diagonal. It's not like that guys. Like I just want to hear it from your side. The curve is like ऐसा क्या फिर अरे oh that I mean it's kind of like what is the stock market. So now yes sir, what do you think about it?
You see, for me, as an individual, this is a statement that I'm going to talk as an individual, on an individual capacity, and then I'll connect it from the capacity as a CEO. So as on an individual capacity, I'm being very blunt, and I always prefer talking people or establishing things what you need to do. As it's just a clear cut communication, so there's nothing called as politics, or we talk about lying to each other, not doing, trying to do something on your front and then back and all those things. So this is something that I really don't like, specifically when you talk about being truthful to your job, or being truthful to
Amazing.
what you're supposed to. So this is personally that I do not like, and I have been very careful in my personal job that I need to be truthful of what I am doing. I need to be accountable of what I am doing. I think that is one. This has happened, I think, three times in my life, and both all the major were the two incidents in my life. But I think both the times I had to take a tough call, which I have no regrets. One was when another gentleman wanted to, one of my folks wanted to, you know, do something which was not right, which was not legal, from the perspective of, because we are a cybersecurity company. So you see, my letdown was when I'm investing on someone, not only money, but more than money, I cherish the time. So when I'm investing time on each of them, to train them, to ensure that what you're delivering, it is always better to be on a very transparent platform,
Yeah.
and to at least, like, the least that you can give back is that as a thank you note. That's all I'm expecting. I mean, there's no expectation in terms of any other benefit. Like, I'll
Hmm.
tell you one of the incident. I told you that in way 2005-6 I had my first startup, and I was a fresh grad pass out, but I was training a young chap who was again a fresh graduate. Okay, I trained him to be a coder. Okay, I was good in programming, so I trained him to be a coder. And today I know that he's done fantastically well. He's finished his PhD in neuroscience, which is again the one of the tough subject. He's finished his PhD, and he was so inspired that he became a lecturer, stating that, no, I'm not now going to teach others. So that is
Hmm.
something that is inspired by most of the people. That is something that where you are inspired by, that you become an inspiration to many. And I think that is something that I've cherished. But when you're talking about, when you're investing time on something, and when there is a back, I would say, you know a backfire. So that's something that I really, it lets me to down to a very high extent. Yeah.
Yep. Got it, sir. So one of that, I mean, instance, I mean, like, would you like to share something, a real time example, which made you, I mean, like, not, I mean, that secret about, like, in some decisions and all, but something which you can share to the students that, hey, everyone, so this is what I decided upon some time way back. Then after like 10 years, I'm realizing it right now. What was that decision? And everyone like has that curve, right? So now, I mean, I'm thinking that what I'm doing right now with Let's Upgrade is an amazing thing, upgrading and all. But maybe after 5 years or 6 years down the line, I may see that I realized to the karra that was maybe wrong that time. So something like that. You have anything to share?
So you see, when I started my journey, I tried to do my I put I wanted to put my hands to many things because you're enthusiastic.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
want something. So I think one of my greatest challenge had been that I wanted to do multiple things at the same point of time,
100%.
which
I
I
completely
regret. And I think, please, with folded hands, I'm telling that do not do multiple things at a time. Uh,
agree.
Unless and until you are capable to do it, I would rather say that, first take one step, accomplish that, and then try to manage other things. That's something that I would say. Coming to the students, I would say that students, we always aspire. You always want to achieve something.
Yeah.
Uh, I would say that, please, it's my humble request, do not take any steps which is going to be shortcut in life. Don't do that. Take a little long cut, but it's going to be, believe me, on a long term relationship or one on a long term goal, it's going to be very helpful. When you study something, when you do something, when you do any project, I always tell to my guys, it's not about what you're today, but it is what you're going to be tomorrow. It's never
Yeah.
about what you, but what you're going to be tomorrow is something that you need to always keep that in your mind. And I think that is what has helped me, or whatever. So yeah.
Yes, sir, amazing. This I'm writing it down. I mean, like what you are today, it does not matter. I mean, what you are tomorrow, think about it. Even today, you may be having a lot of like success in terms of what you be doing. But what about tomorrow? I mean, like what's that? I mean, down the line. I mean, like 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. So what is that?
Yeah,
What is that going to? Yep, 100%. I agree with you. Like, what is the impact it is going to create in next three
correct,
months, 6 months, and all? And
correct.
not
But
in
at the same point of time, yeah, but at the same point of time, one should not forget where you all started. you know
Yep. I 100% agree, sir. From what was the initial point where we all started upon, and now where are we currently? What we say that reached there. I mean, after reaching there, we should be keeping that point. Yes, it was. I was on level one. Now I may be on level 100. I may be climbing level 1,000 very soon. But I mean, I started from level one. So that is one thing, sir. Yep. So 100%. So thanks a lot for mentioning that. So now let us just go to the one more like trickiest part of the question. I think in every person's journey there is a time when you see so many challenges, okay, where you feel like you're quit. Okay, now I mean this is so much, this is going above my neck, so I can't take these all things right now. So and how did you overcome them? I mean, every person, every like, I mean, what now what people say, that iceberg, like the Titanic collided with the iceberg and then it went down. So iceberg, the tip was only this much, but iceberg is like so much deep inside the water. That's why it just only is the tip. So more like three-fourth of the iceberg is inside the water. The same kind of phenomena here with all the leaders. You just see that, yes, sir is a CEO. John Prakash Jha, sir, is a CEO of Netsach Global. But behind that, I mean, the iceberg, the three-fourth, what no one is saying, that is like, oh, what kind of challenges he might have gone through. What kind of, I mean, like, oh, here, like, challenges coming from every side and angle now. So what were the challenges, sir, when you thought of like, यार अभी बस बहुत हो गया, टिप अभी और नहीं चाहिए, खत्म बस, अब like ice टिप नहीं चाहिए, अभी खत्म हो गया. So then how did you made yourself even more prepared? A preparing time, right? I mean, you go down and after, chalo, now again prepare, then let us again go and fight with that. So what was that, sir, challenge and then preparation?
Sure. So prior to this, let me just make a statement, and the statement is that I think I'm not very sure, but I think this is one of the statement of Elon Musk himself, and I'm just reiterating that. He says that people who needs encouragement cannot be an entrepreneurs. I might be wrong in the exact statement, but I think something.
Same, 110%. 100. This is the same statement. I read it somewhere recently.
Yeah. So I'm just reiterating that same statement because it is somewhere or the other, it is actually very true. Because if you're needing an encouragement to be an entrepreneur, you cannot be an entrepreneur. Now, it is, but at the same point, it is not that you don't feel like quitting. You feel like, man, enough.
Oh, yeah,
We are done with it. And I'll tell you, to answer this, I'll tell you one of these story. Okay. And believe me, this is the first time I'm sharing this story on a
yes,
platform.
exclusive live. These guys just hear it out. Yes, sir.
So, uh, uh, when you run a company, you need to first look off with all the people and all those things. But most of the time, as a CEO in the early days, I used to forget about my own self or my own family. I think that is one of the mistakes that I used to do in the early stage of my career. That you have forgotten about your own self and family. You have always looked on company and people working on the company.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there came a point in my life where I had almost nothing at home. And I'm not exaggerating or I'm not telling anything else. But that point of time, I felt that I think I have done some mistake in my life. I think I should not have started the company, or because if I'm not able to take care of my own family, how on earth I'm going to take care of the rest of the things that needs to be accomplished.
Yeah.
And then I think my wife, she stood by my side and said that don't worry, we'll all work out together. I think for my and on top of that, we had other challenges like the delay in payments from the customers and all those things. So and I remember very well that I had my engagement ring over here. I mean, not able to see. Yeah, so I had to actually sell that off to get my food for my family in a very very different stage. And since then, I said that though I'm in a position to buy a ring, which is not a very big deal for me right now. But then I said, no, I'm not going to buy because that gives me memory. That gives me remembrance that this is how we have grown together. And then we brought in that picture and said that we need to start working on few things. So we started. That is one of the turning point in my life. And I said that it's not about quitting. It's about how do we improvise it. So again, remember in the early starting of my conversation, I said that you don't look at the problem, but you look at the solution. So that's where this statement came. It came live in my own personal life, because then the problem was not a problem. It started becoming like a solution to me. So I started looking at solution for everything. So yes, there have been many times where you feel like giving up, because there was another situation where I spoke to you about my workout on a daily basis. I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
there was a time in again, I think couple of years back, where my body gave up. I just got up from my bed, and I was just simply I just I think I worked so much or what, I do not know. I just again went back to bed. just couldn't get up. I think I was clocking about more than 20 hours a day. And I think it continued on for a very long time, and my body gave up. And that's when I picked up working out. So it's again, the life has made you a lesson that, okay, this is a problem, this is something, the solution. So that is where I think more than quitting it, it it gives me a focus that, John, if I have to tell myself that, John, if you are able to look at what you have envisioned in the early stage, if you still stick to that, I think there'll be many who can take that risk following the path. You become,
Yeah,
we become one of the leaders, like Sai, you and I. I think we become one of the leaders in drawing those paths. There's no school called as a CEO school. There's no school
yeah.
called as entrepreneur school. It's the life which teaches the lesson.
Yep,
You know.
100%. So that's why I myself think that thing there is no better MBA than a kind of like entrepreneurship path which you take. So that's the, if you want to be an MBA, proper MBA, just start your own entrepreneur or something. So that is one. And so just to draw a conclusion, I mean, like out of the whatever you spoke, I mean, that's the kind of the lowest a person can like ever go, right? I mean, like you came out of that and very much big, and even the customer payment delay. From there, I mean the engagement ring thing what you have shared, it's like amazing, so personal thing. And from there now I can have that emotion, right? Wow, what all things it was, right? How tough it becomes at some point. Then I mean how after that, I mean how you got the solution also, how to improvise it. So I mean the improvisation is like, yeah, देखो अभी segregate करना पड़ेगा, and like I mean you might have got a kind of plan also, action plan. This thing should not happen again, okay, whatever. So amazing, the amazing thing that is, I mean this will actually now just to relate to all the students or all the young developers who are watching it right now. Hey guys, you may be also having these kind of problems that many of you guys may be having a kind of like in your life. What are the biggest issues? Okay, the biggest issues in a student's life or a developer's life, first I talk, it's like having KT. Okay, so having KT, that's the biggest issue, right? How do I solve it? Okay, so I mean, from having a KT, why you had it a KT like the very first place is because of maybe not that much attending your classes and all. From there to like how to every time just think about the solution that is like, okay, now okay, studying is one thing, leave studying apart, but to be a better person, be a better employee, kind of like employee for any company, you just need to be like thinking what's the end output, what's the end goal, and what's the solution around it. Okay, if I want to be a real-time developer, so how I will be developing things in such a manner that it will. So one of the solutions which I have implemented in my life was when I was very early. In the very first year, I started going to startups and taking their projects and building it for them, even though I didn't know anything. So I started doing it in my very first year when I was 19 or 18-year-old, 18-year-old. From that time, and from there in my college itself, I started working for Reliance. So I didn't even graduated, but I started working for Reliance. I worked for Reliance for 1 year. Now Geo in the very early days, kind of. That's one thing, because I started somewhere with the like projects, and never, and once you start building the projects and this thing, you will never have any kind of like practical implementation problem. And when you think about theory, 100% you will have. So like the solution, what I'm trying to tell for the KTs is just implement something in real time and you will get a solution probably better one. And for the developers, you want to be a top-notch developer wherever you are and want to go one level up. So currently you may not even see it as a problem until unless you will see after, like you realize it after 5 years. I'm in a service-based company, and the service-based company is like just keeping you at the same level for 5 more years. So you, until unless that you time, you will not see it. Just envision it, what is there in the down the line future. So just to add on to Sir's point and connect it to your life. So I mean that's the one thing, and that's what, see, I mean what Sir was mentioning is like from having a company from there till customers causing some problems till there, and again now coming back above anything else. So that's the number one. That's the game, guys. I mean that's the game. If at all we have to mention, PUBG and what you say, Call of Duty, these all are nothing in front of it. This is the real time game. Okay, so if you want to play something like this, then you become then you think about starting your own company or something. Okay, so now yes, so thanks a lot for mentioning out. That's an amazing thing. I myself take inspiration from this one statement which you shared. And now yes, so just to move on, like many students, many employees, everyone. Now what all the employees have in common, you know, like, so when they see some challenges, certain set of employees just keep on jumping. They see that thing as a kind of, we are ambitious, that's why we are jumping from one company to another company for the salary hikes. For in the students matter, they see that ki ha ye lecture khatam hua, us lecture mein jayenge, we will study something like that, and we fail in some KT, and we again, the students go to the kind of depression, they fail in some project, they go to depression kind of statement. So every student and every particular employee has it. So now leave the students part, more of a kind of a developer perspective. They give up on the problem statement what a company is giving, and they jump. They go survive there for 2 years, and again they jump. They see it as a kind of like ambitious, but end of the day they're giving up on some problem statement a lot. Okay, so that's what is happening. So what do you think, sir, from your own life standpoint, how to have that never give up attitude? Ki, because company we start, we can't give it up. Okay, like a company, chalo, we can't do that, right? So how you fix this thing? Okay, never give up.
Um, so let me answer this with maybe some synopsis of our own life. When we were kids, Sai, do you remember that? Have you ever fallen down?
Yes, 100%, sir. This mark
Yeah.
on my head is the same.
So have you ever got hurt or anything of that sort?
100%, 100%. I'm saying is that this mark is here, that only.
So, and then how did you get up?
Just I mean, get up, go to crying mummy, and like mummy gir gaya main, and afterwards you know what, chalo again go back. It's like that.
Correct. I think you got up. If you look at the gist of it, I think uh, y- most of us we get up because we know that we can get up.
Yep, 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 yep.
And most of the time we know we can get up because my mom or my dad is going to hug me, or take care of things, so somebody is backing me up. So I think
Yep,
this is something that, because I think I want to emphasize in the point stating that because we know that we can get up, we are able to get up. And I think that is the attitude that I had. I'll tell you again with a story, and I'm not just telling this out of anything else, but I'm sharing you some of the personal stories. When I was in school, as a kid, I think in one of this class I failed in one of the famous subject as maths, in one of
yeah,
these
yeah.
exam, midterm exam, or I'm not exactly recollect. And I think that was a shock of my life, because me failing was like, man, how can you types,
Yep,
so
yep.
I was, man, I really got a shock, and I was thinking that how on earth can I actually be doing that. But then about 3 years later, I started working on that particular subject. Okay. And I still have the certificate, and I can show it as a proof to you that in all India level, I think we have maths Olympiad, and I think in all
Yes,
India level,
yes.
same subject, I scored third rank. So from a failure to a third ranker. So that is where we talk about it, because you know that you are capable. I have to believe in you. You have to believe in you. That self confidence is very important. Nobody is going to give you the self confidence. That self confidence and self evaluation, along with self confidence, self evaluation would be the very important approach. And I think along with that, you need to have the right kind of resource, right knowledge and wisdom, and focusing on goal rather than the challenges. Again, I'm talking about the same thing. Focusing on the goal rather than the challenges or the current situation, whatever it is. So if you have some issues in your life, man, come on, it is just for today, but it'll go on. I mean, if you don't have anything to eat for today, you can still survive. But if
100.
if you do not have anything to eat for 1 month, you will not be able to survive. So think of
Yep,
that 1 month that day. So
yep.
that is where I think my statement I was talking to you about, it is not about what you're today, but it is about what you will be tomorrow. So if you have that in mind, very well engrossed into your life, I think that will always implement or impact of never giving up attitude.
100%, so 100%. Got it. I mean, think about tomorrow, and you will always have a solution for today, and you will get through it. And that's what is the never give up attitude. Yeah,
Correct.
amazing, sir. Amazing. Just to simplifying that for all the people watching this, I have few questions also coming in, but I will just take it in the very end. Okay, now we are just moving on to the final last segments of it. I'm just lending out more time from you right now. I can see it's like more already 15 minutes something. So yeah, so now just one question. We just like to change the scores to from like your own, personal career, family, and achievements from there to like education industry, what Let's Upgrade is currently doing. So what do you think? What do you think about Let's Upgrade in a vision and a mission manner? What we guys are doing and like thinking about imparting knowledge each and every year to lot many developers, make developers for the India and build for the nation. That's what the core of Let's Upgrade is. Build as many projects as you can, and even digitize a chai wala to a salon person, to even a small kirana shop or a idli vada shop, till there. That's what is that's what is my current full thing, sir. Why I quit my corporate job and started Let's Upgrade, and currently we are at 3 lakh students. So what do you think about these things? What are the few suggestions from your side that you want Let's Upgrade should be doing? And what is that, you think that this is maybe going in the right direction, but this is also a few things you should take care of.
Okay, I think, Sai, in the first place, upskill and upgrading people. I think that itself is a very very unique approach. For simple reason, because one, it gives a realm for people to choose what they are very much interested. I think that is where what you're doing a fantastic role. Uh, you see, education is something that is needs to be very very common with most of the people, but unfortunately education is not a good quality education is not being a common thing in various places. Even now I think I've traveled many places and I've seen people not being fairly educated in the first place.
Yeah,
In fact, there are places in African region where they don't have even proper clothing and food. But you would not believe that I did not know him personally, but I got to know this about this chap via somebody else a couple of weeks back. That he has designed some kind of car out of scrap, and it's a running car without any proper education.
amazing, amazing,
Uh,
amazing.
I have seen one young boy whom unfortunately I missed on to because I mean I regret that in my life that I should have had taken his contact or something. But he on a roadside, when you travel on these highways, he had designed a generator by himself, a school going boy. I mean, I've seen personally that many folks have talent.
Yeah,
Even if you have the talent, but if you do not put in the right place, it's of waste. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
if you know to cook and if you're not being given the utensils to cook, again, it's of not going to be used to you.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
if you know to code and if you do not have a laptop, you can never do it. You might be able to understand the algorithm, or you might be able to understand the architecture of it. But if you're a coder and if you don't have the right tool, so I think what you're providing is the tool which anybody can access, irrespective of the platforms, devices. That
yeah,
is where you guys are doing fantastic. And I think to skill up to the level of where upskilling about 10 million students and all those things, I really wish and I believe that we could be the turning or churning the entire future of our country. And I think
yeah.
you are going to be a part of it.
100%, sir. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, sir, for mentioning up to this. We will make sure, sir. 10 million in 10 years. That's what it is. And up till this, this FY, this financial year, it was about 3 lakh people, 300,000, and our target is by next financial year ends, 20 to 22, like March. We just want to hit 1 million students top. So that's what is our till next April, and from there we want to again scaling up all the things. If at all it goes by, then we scale up everything, and 10 million is the plan. So yep, so 100% we will keep in these all things. And one more personal question, sir. This is for my understanding. So what do you think about like theory versus projects? What do you think about it? Theory versus projects. I mean, literally, I mean, you go to top class colleges and all, they will emphasize 70% on theoretical knowledge and 30% on projects. But here in Let's Upgrade, we emphasize on 70% of projects and 30% of the theory back theory, because we feel that, I mean, theories we will understand once you do that practical. So what do you think about it? So just this is one question which I had.
So I think for most of your questions, I can give you live examples. I hope that's
Yeah.
all right.
Yep. Amazing. So that's what I mean. Even I'm expecting from you, because from your experience, what it is.
So I can talk. It's nothing to do with promoting one individual. Let me tell you that. But since you asked this question, there is. I mean, my son. You can search him on Google as well. But then he is an aspiring in the space of cybersecurity. So today we talk about your Wi-Fi analysis. So you have your Wi-Fi devices at home. At I mean, at this level where he is able to perform a complete pen test of your infrastructure. So when I talk about pen test, so
Amazing.
he's able to crack into your Wi-Fi. In fact, in the early days, about some 2 years back, he was sitting at my home and he was actually telling me, Papa, that uncle's Wi-Fi name is this and his password is this. So he did it with neighbors, which is again, I think, to a large extent, I had informed them this is what had happened. On the web applications or on the websites, to a large extent, he's again able to perform pen test. He is being able to hold. I think he's got 10, 11 certifications in the space of cybersecurity. Okay.
Amazing.
Now, why am I telling this? Is because I've seen him or have nurtured him more, not from the just the theoretical prospect, but from the hands-on project. I have not given him any project from the company side, but I have created projects for him myself. So it is more on the theoretical and the practical session what I have engaged. And if I
Amazing.
may ask, Sai, what do you think that would be the age of my son, if I may ask?
15, 16 years or 17 years, something here about it.
Okay, he's in fifth grade and he's 10 years old, and he's been teaching in one of the institute. He recently was talking about cybersecurity awareness in one of the institute. In another school in Coimbatore, he was teaching about cybersecurity awareness. In other platforms, he was been talking about again cybersecurity, what he's been doing. So the reason I'm talking about this is because theory is just, it is going over here, and what is the implementation of it? It only comes on the practical sessions. So theory is good, I'm not saying it is bad, but theory is needs to be implemented in the practical sessions. I think that's where
Amazing. Amazing.
it's work out.
I mean, 10 year. I want to meet him. I want to meet him and say that, boss, aa jao, let's go to session. Then chalo. I will do that with him. I'll connect with you after this call. I mean, like, okay, sir, कहाँ पे बताओ हमको मिलना है. आप हो गए दूसरा speaker लाना है हमें. So that's the thing. Okay, so now just moving on to the final segments of it. What do you see the tech industry evolving around? So how do you see tech industry totally evolving in itself? You see, I mean, day in, day out, I mean, Neuralink also coming, and maybe there are certainly 5 to 10 years which are there for Neuralink to be implemented in like a common infrastructure. But I mean, what do you think? How and how often we should upgrade ourselves, and how often this technology game is like? What do you think? What's the safe? I mean, every 3 months we should upgrade. I mean, Let's Upgrade believes in something, so lifelong learning. Okay, so we want to promote this. So what do you think is the ideal way to upgrade or something? I mean, lifelong learning, how do you see it? And technology oriented lifelong learning, how do you see it?
Sure. So today, what I am personally looking at is the more learning is happening with the bots, and
Yeah,
the less of learning is happening within the individuals.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
But then, to answer your question, the technology is everlasting. I mean, it's changing in a very, very drastic way. Now, I think it's my personal opinion to each individual that if you are willing to work on a specific domain, first choose a domain which is going to be a little longer lasting. Don't choose something which is going to be, uh, will go off in next 1 year or haywire. So choose a domain which is going to be a little longer lasting, and then upskills based on what you're gonna do it. You don't need a certificate for Java platform when you're running or C. So don't do something which is irrelevant to what you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
And neither try there. I've seen people who are coming to me after 10 years of their experience and saying that I want to learn on cyber. In fact, there's another gentleman, somebody came to me after completing 20 years of experience and want to move into diversify into cybersecurity. I said, this is not the time to diversify into cybersecurity. You should be diversifying into something which is closely related to your skills. Don't do that. So don't come in as a fresher. If you're a fresher, if you're a student, I would recommend that please learn something which is relevant. Don't have heaps of certificates stating that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and at the end of the day, what is that you have achieved? Nothing. That's
Yeah.
where it is. So even on the technological side, whichever technology is changing, each area the technology is going to change, irrespective of whatever it is today. Don't do everything. Do what is required for your career path or what is required for your growth of your personal interest.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Amazing, sir. Amazing.
So I
So,
think because, sorry, just 1 second. So because of that, I think when there's a platform like Let's Upgrade, I think that is going to be very, very helpful because you will have. I mean, I have personally seen that there are multiple heaps of things that is there with you. So I think that gives a very much platform and leverage for each one to learn and choose what they actually require. And not only things, I was looking at it some time back, and I was looking at you have different modules created for it, which is again very nice.
yep,
You know.
yep, yep. Thanks a lot, sir, for that. Now, actually, I was like going through all the questions which I'm having here. So, okay, from the student's perspective. So, after reading so many of them, I just see like one question which is very much relevant right now. Okay, so we always keep saying that learning is never ending process, but sometimes we come across people as if they see our knowledge, they question why did you learn so much. Okay, so now I mean the simple thing is like learning is a never ending process, but sometimes we see few leaders are like इतना ज़्यादा नहीं पढ़ना था. I mean, like you are way beyond that what we are expecting out of you and something like that. So why we see such kind of mentality exist in our? That's what the question is, sir. So yeah.
So this mentality only exists because whatever learning that one has achieved, what is that they have implemented.
Yeah.
So that implementation and learning balance needs to be there. I was just talking to you, and that learning and implementation balance needs to be there. So if there is no implementation of that learning, see, you are working on a tech industry. I mean, Sai, if I have to ask you that you're going to do an LLB, I was like, dude, why? Why are you going to
But
do an LLB? So,
yeah.
obviously I will ask, man, you are on a tech side, why are you talking about LLB?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where I think the mentality exists because implementation versus learning needs to be balanced. So it is equally proportional in the terminology of maths. It is not inversely proportional. It is equally proportional, and that's how it needs.
100%. Done, 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 done. So that's what is our amazing interview with like John, sir. I mean, as of right now. So thanks a lot, sir, for like answering all the questions. We are still having so many questions in our LMS, which I think that यार नहीं अभी बहुत ज़्यादा हमने overshoot कर दिया time. अभी और नहीं ठीक है. So I mean like okay, so we will handle those all in our community later. So yes, sir, thanks a lot for being here, and we will be shipping you a few like what do you say surprises for being with us here and sharing. These surprises are from not from us; these are from our students who will be like what we say. These are surprises. I mean, we have to experience the surprise. Okay, so yes, thanks a lot for being here from all the people who are actually seeing it right now and who will be seeing it even after this thing goes in a very trimmed and nicely done video. We will just publish it on Tuesday again with lot of trimming, edits, and all with all our subtopics. So thanks a lot, sir, for being with us here today. And just want to thank you for like taking your time at such a short notice. And we're starting this whole series. It's a 10-episode series, and you are the first person sharing all the things. And we will be also gearing up ourselves by. I mean, while talking to you, I was writing down a lot of points. I mean, like literally a lot of points. What are my learnings out of it? So I mean, if your dad can do it, and 100% you can do it. That was a statement like, yeah, Rick, if we can motivate a student like this 100%. If my boss can do it, I can do it. If my
Exactly.
other peer can do it, I can do it. So that's the kind of thing which I have derived from this. And meeting what we say like-minded people, and these all things are kind of on a plus side for I mean at your role. So 100% that is amazing part. Which I also saw that you have meet like-minded people, and you will be also having certain discussions around that. And one more thing which I like Ratan Tata and Elon Musk was one more point where you mentioned it, or why Ratan Tata, why Elon Musk, that was. And one more thing which I liked about is like challenges which you faced from like hitting the lowest and then again getting back top of it with a solution mindset now. And one more bigger statement is, don't think about what is today, think about what is tomorrow down the line, 3 years, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. What is that? Think about it. Don't think about today and just be okay. Wow, I'm okay. So don't be like that. So that's one more point which I liked. And top of it, like the learning methodology, what you mentioned. So what's your name of your son, sir? I mean, you mentioned he's like 10-year-old in first class. I want to meet him right now. What's his name?
His name is Joshua Philip Jha. Yeah.
Joshua. Okay, okay. So I would like to meet Joshua once. I mean, 100% I will get in touch with you, and I'll be like also like interviewing him something like, okay, wow, fifth class student who is like doing these all things, and that is again a different bandwidth, different side inspiration. And yes, 100%. Thanks a lot, sir, for being here, and all the
Before
students.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before and I just wanted to, since we're talking to students, I just wanted to make 2 points. I hope that's all right with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
dear students, I mean, even if you're a student or you're not a student, I think lifelong we are all students.
Yeah.
But I would always tell that because don't learn to please anyone, or parents or family or anyone, but I think you should learn to inspire yourself and inspire others. So that is one. And secondly, off late I've been looking at many people talking to me that there needs to be change. But when you learn, I think one of the aspects is that you don't ask for change, but you as an individual become a change. I think
Amazing.
that is where your learning can evolve into the inspiration, and that inspiration can become you becoming a change, can actually make others evolve into that change sector. So yeah, thank you.
Amazing. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for mentioning it. I mean, like, don't just be like, I learning, and like if something. First, I mean, I like that point. Also, implement it. And apart from that, right now, what you mentioned, that point is also like just don't see that I want to change, but start learning something, and the change will automatically happen within you, and you can, I mean, start imparting that to others, and the change is that. So,
Yeah.
100% agree on that
So
also.
that's what, don't ask for change but become a change. I think that's what we're
Yep,
looking
yep,
at.
yep. Okay, so okay, thanks a lot. So thanks a lot for mentioning these all pointers. Okay, so I would thank you and thank you for the time, sir. Now, okay, so Shoheb, we can take like I mean we can turn off the live. Yep, end the broadcast.